Well, I've never done one of these before, so I figured I'd give it a try, see how it goes. It's a video blog about the stuff that I've bought for the month of September 2009. And so, first off, we have the DVDs here that I have bought, and I bought all these used. I don't normally buy movies new unless it's a movie I really, really want, and then I'll buy it new. But anyways, all these right here are used. They've come from different places, pawn shops, and the ones with the little orange stickers that came from FYE. And first up, you have Jackie Chan's First Strike. You can never go wrong with Jackie Chan. There's Fletch. I've actually never seen Fletch, but Chevy Chase is awesome, so I know I like it. And then there's Blade 2. I'm actually not a real big fan of the Blade movies, but Blade 2 is probably the best out of all of them that they made. And then there's a movie called Croc. It's probably not very good at all. I could think of another title for it involving that word, but I don't know. I like movies involving creatures or monsters or whatever, and it looks like something I might like. I don't know, probably not, but I'll give it a try. Then there's Ghost in the Darkness, which I've only seen parts of, but I remember it being pretty good, so I know I'll probably like that one. It's in. After that is a movie called Basket Case. I have no idea what this movie is about. I just saw it. It was $1.99. I'm like, hey, the cover looks interesting. The title is interesting, and it's something I'm willing to check out. I kind of like obscure 80s horror films, so you never know, it might be good. And then there's the new Fast and the Furious movie, which I've heard actually wasn't very good, but I liked the first one, and this one reunites the cast of the first one, so it's worth having, for me at least, even if it's not very good. And then there's a movie called Fort Doom, another one I've never heard of before. I just saw it, and I thought it had an interesting cover. And I've always liked the cross genres of the horror and western combination, so it grabbed my attention. It's another one that probably will turn out not to be very good, but I like to collect a lot of movies, so it's a good one to add to my collection of Western horrors. Then there's The Exorcist 3, which I've never seen, and I really don't know a whole lot about it, but I heard it was actually the best of the series of Exorcist movies, and it stars George C. Scott, who I never knew much about until I just recently watched The Changeling. And I thought he was really good in that movie, and I thought that was a really good horror film. So that really made me want to get this one, The Exorcist, because he's the star of that film. So I'm looking forward to watching this one. And then there's Shadow of the Vampire, which actually had been talked about a little bit on a forum that I'm on, and it caught my attention. So it's one I know I'll probably like. And John Malkovich is always interesting to watch. And then there's the combo Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2, which I remember not liking Wishmaster at all. I think I saw it back in 98 or 99 whenever it came out, and I remember thinking it was just horrible, but it's one of those ones that I actually want to go back and rewatch so I can figure out why I thought it was so bad. And I've never seen part 2, so I'm actually kind of interested in seeing that one and see if it was actually any better or worse than the first one. Then the last one is Session 9, which was actually recommended to me by a friend of mine named Jeff, who said it was actually a pretty good horror film. So I'm going to check that out, and if it's not very good, I'm going to ask him for a refund. Then up next, you have the CDs that I've bought this month. And as you can tell, most of them are imports or bootlegs or singles, something like that. But I like collecting that kind of stuff because I'm a big music collector, and I like collecting anything and everything I can find from bands that I like. And some of these rare CDs like this have some really good songs on them that have just never been released. So they're a cool thing to to find and to have, especially if you're a big music collector like I am. And then there's some official releases in there too, like the Killer and the Star, Our Lady Peace, new Pearl Jam album. All three of those albums I thought could have been and should have been better. They're not bad, but there's a few songs I like on every one of them, but they're all kind of short, and I hate short albums, and I feel like they could have just put a lot more effort into them. And then there's some music DVDs here as well. Both these DVDs are unofficial, but they're still pretty good quality. One is for Tool, and the other one's for A Perfect Circle. And it really just kind of baffles my mind that there's all this material out there that has never gotten an official release. It seems like all these music companies are always starving for money, so why aren't they releasing this stuff? I don't get it. I mean, especially with Tool, they're a very visual live band. It seems like they should have 4 or 5 live DVDs out by now, and they don't have any. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, if you look hard enough, you can find stuff like this. You know, it's out there. You just gotta find it in the right places. And then there is a comic book, which is a Terminator comic book. I haven't read it yet. I actually don't know what it's about, but it follows up like right after the storyline of Terminator 2, and Terminator 2 is like my favorite movie of all time. So as long as the Terminator is involved, no matter what it is, I'll probably like it. And then up next is a drawing. I didn't actually buy this. I actually made this. A friend of mine requested that I make a Dallas Cowboy drawing for him, and so I did. I made videos for my other drawings that I've done recently. I didn't make a video for this one because I actually wasn't at home when I drew it. I was at my friend's house, and they're out having a barbecue, and I was just outside drawing and stuff the whole time. So I drew it over there and didn't really have a chance to take pictures of it while I was drawing it. So here it is, though, for anybody that cares to check it out. Just thought I would throw that in here. I plan on actually drawing some more Dallas Cowboy pictures in the future, so I'll probably be making videos for those. And then next is some football cards. I don't really collect football cards as much as I used to, but I went to a sports cards place a short while ago, and I bought some of these cards. They were only $1 a piece, so I thought, might as well. It doesn't hurt to get some new cards every now and then. Actually, the last one, the Tony Romo card, the picture on that card is actually one of the coolest pictures I've ever seen on a card. I like seeing pictures that are kind of out of the ordinary, different from your average football card picture, So I really like that one. And then there's Joe Montana in there too, who I've always been a huge fan of. Joe Montana and Troy Aikman will always be my 2 favorite quarterbacks of all time. And up next is some hats I bought. I just thought that I'd throw those in here. I always wear hats a lot more in the wintertime than I do in the summer, so I figured it doesn't hurt to buy some new hats, and I thought these 2 looked pretty cool, so here they are. And that sums up my very first video journal. Hopefully you liked it if you watched it. Let me know if there's anything I can improve on, or if you have any ideas or anything for what I can do next time. Until then, I'll catch you later.